In the heart of West Africa, where emerald forests kiss golden savannas and the ocean's breath caresses ivory shores, lies a land of unyielding spirit, Ivory Coast. For millennia, its soils have cradled the footsteps of countless generations, their voices weaving a saga of courage, wisdom, and endurance. The people of this land, bound by blood and dreams, have forged a legacy through the crucible of time, their stories etched in the roots of baobabs and the songs of griots. Among them, 5 great ethno-linguistic families, the Akan, Kru, Gur, Mande, and Kwa, stand as pillars of a nation whose heart beats with resilience. This is their epic, a tale of origins, triumphs, and unbowed spirit. Long before empires rose or fell, when the stars were young and the earth still hummed with the Creator's first song, Ivory Coast was a cradle of life. Archaeological whispers tell of ancient peoples, hunter-gatherers and fishers who roamed the forests and coasts over 10,000 years ago. They kindled fires beneath the moon, tamed the yam and millet, and spoke to spirits in the rustling leaves. These were the ancestors of the Kwa and Kru, whose roots run deepest in the land's memory, their lives intertwined with the rivers and trees. Yet, as the centuries turned, waves of migration brought new voices, Akan, Mande, and Gur, each adding threads to the vibrant tapestry of Ivory Coast. Through drought, war, and colonial chains, these people stood resolute, their resilience a flame that never faltered. In the southeast, where the sun paints the forest gold, the Akan people carved their destiny with the strength of lions and the wisdom of ancestors. Their story begins in the shadow of the ancient Ghana Empire, far to the north, where their forebears thrived as traders of gold and kola. Around the 11th century, as empires shifted like desert sands, the Akan migrated southward, seeking fertile lands and freedom. Among them, the Baule and Agni emerged as torchbearers, their spirits unyielding. The Baule epic centers on Queen Abla Poku, a figure of divine courage. In the 18th century, fleeing strife in the Ashanti lands, Poku led her people across treacherous rivers. When the Comoe River barred their path, the waters raging like a beast, the ancestors demanded a sacrifice. With a heart heavy yet resolute, Poko offered her own child to the river's spirit, crying, "Bauli, the child is dead." The waters parted and her people crossed to safety, founding the Bole Kingdom. From Bonduku to Buake, they built a realm of vibrant markets and sacred groves, their chiefs adorned with gold, their drummers chanting tales of Poku's sacrifice. The Baule, now the largest group in Ivory Coast, embody resilience, their unity forged in loss and triumph. The Agni, cousins of the Baule, carved their own saga in the east. Masters of trade, they linked the forest to the coast, their canoes laden with kola and cloth. When Portuguese ships arrived in the 15th century, the Agni stood firm, negotiating as equals. Their kings, seated on stools of sacred wood, wove alliances that preserved their sovereignty. Through centuries of turmoil, from slave raids to French conquest, the Agni held fast to their traditions, their festivals alive with the rhythms of atampan drums. Today, their resilience shines in the golden fields of Sanwi, where ancestors still guide their steps. In the southwest, where the ocean roars and forests whisper secrets, the Kru people stand as masters of the untamed. Ancient as the cliffs that guard their shores, the Kru, Bete, Dida, Wei, and others are among the land's first children. Their saga begins in the mists of prehistory, when their ancestors fished the lagoons and hunted in the jungle's embrace. Fierce and independent, the Kru built villages that defied empires, their canoes slicing through waves to trade with distant lands. The Bete's epic is one of defiance. In the 19th century, as merciless French colonizers sought to chain the land, the Bete rose like a storm. Their warriors, armed with spears and sacred masks, fought to protect their forests. With time, they were forced to leave their forest. They retreated to the shadows, preserving their language and rituals. The Bete's spirit, fierce as the leopard, endures in their dances where masked figures channel ancestors to heal and unite. The Dida, their kin, wove their own tale, their weavers crafting cloth that told stories of stars and seas. When colonial slavery threatened their way of life, the Dida adapted, blending tradition with new trades, their resilience a beacon for generations. The Wei, known for their sacred masks, crafted an epic of spiritual strength. Their Dan masks carved from ancient trees were not mere art but vessels of power, guiding warriors and healers. In the face of the horrible colonial bans on their rituals, the Wei hid their masks in sacred groves, preserving their faith. Today, their festivals pulse with the beat of tam-tams, a testament to a people who never bowed. The crew's coastal saga, etched in salt and sand, sings of a people who faced the world's storms and emerged unbroken. In the northern savannas, where the earth stretches wide beneath a boundless sky, the Gur peoples, Senufo and Lobi, have woven a saga of harmony and endurance. Their origins trace to the Sahel, where their ancestors tilled the soil and herded cattle under the watchful eyes of spirits. By the 10th century, as deserts encroached, they migrated south, bringing with them the wisdom of the land. The Senufo's epic is one of art and unity. In Korhogo, their heartland, they built a civilization of farmers, weavers, and sculptors. Their Poro societies, sacred schools of initiation, forged men and women of courage, teaching them to honor the earth and ancestors. When the Mali Empire's shadow fell, the Senufo stood apart, their villages fortified by wisdom rather than walls. French colonizers sought to destroy their spirit, stealing their crops and banning their rituals. But the Senufo endured, their wood carvings and masks carrying their story through generations. Today, their art adorns the world, a testament to a people whose soul remains rooted in the savannah. The Lobi, fierce and free, carved their own path. Living in fortified compounds, they defied invaders, their bows and arrows a symbol of resistance. When colonial borders split their lands, the Lobi held fast to their shrines where spirits guided their survival. Their resilience lies in their simplicity. Living close to the earth, they weathered storms that broke empires. The Gur peoples, with their songs of the savannah, stand as keepers of a timeless covenant with the land. In the northwest, where mountains rise and rivers sing of ancient empires, the Manda people, Malinke and Dan, carry the legacy of Mali's golden age. Descendants of the great Mandi-speaking warriors and traders, they arrived in Ivory Coast between the 13th and 16th centuries, bearing the wisdom of Timbuktu and the courage of Sundiata Keita. The Malinke's epic is one of conquest and culture. From the ruins of the Mali Empire, they brought the griot's voice, weaving tales of heroes into the fabric of their new home. In Odiané, their chiefs built mosques and markets, linking the forest to the Sahel. When French criminal forces arrived, the Malinke, led by warriors like Samori Touré, fought a guerrilla war, their cavalry charging through the hills. Their spirit endured in the kora's strings and the griot's song, their Islamic faith a pillar of unity. Today, the Malinke's markets bustle with trade, their resilience a bridge between past and future. The Dan, known for their masks and mysticism, crafted a saga of spiritual power. Their villages, nestled in the mountains, were sanctuaries of art and ritual. When colonizers sought to erase their traditions, the Dan hid their sacred objects, passing them through generations. Their masked dances, where spirits spoke through wood and cloth, kept their culture alive. The Mandi's legacy, forged in the fires of empire and resistance, shines as a beacon of enduring diplomacy and peaceful protest. Along the southern shores, where lagoons mirror the sky, the Kwa peoples, Ebrié, Atié, and others have stood as custodians of the coast. Among the land's most ancient inhabitants, their story begins in the dawn of time, when their ancestors fished the waters and tilled the fertile earth. Small in number but mighty in spirit, the Kwa built villages that welcomed traders from distant lands. The Ebrié epic is one of adaptation. In Abidjan, their heartland, they fished the Ebrié lagoon, their canoes gliding like spirits. When Portuguese and French ships arrived, the Ebrié traded fish and wisdom, preserving their way of life. As Abidjan grew into a major city, they adapted, blending tradition with urban life. Their festivals, alive with the sound of flutes, honor ancestors who guided them through change. The Atié, their kin, wove a tale of quiet strength, their farmers and healers sustaining communities through drought and war. When colonial taxes and multiple massacres burdened their lands, the Ati survived through cunning, hiding crops and preserving their shrines. The Kwa's resilience, rooted in the tides, endures in their coastal heart and unmatched courage. By the 19th century, the peoples of Côte d'Ivoire faced on of the most brutal trial of all time, French colonization. The invaders stole the land, taxed the land, and implemented slavery, seeking to break the spirit of Akan, Kru, Gur, Mande, and Kwa. Yet each group resisted in its way, through warfare, peaceful strategies, or cunning. The Baoulé hid their gold, the Kru fought in the forests, the Senufo preserved their art, the Malinke sang of empire, and the Ibrié adapted to the city. In 1960, their resilience bore fruit. Côte d'Ivoire won independence under Félix Houphouët-Boigny, a Baoulé son who united his people. The saga of Côte d'Ivoire is not merely a history but a living epic, written in the sweat of farmers, the songs of griots, and the courage of warriors. The Akan, with their golden kingdoms, the Kru, lords of the untamed coast, the Voltaic, keepers of the savannah's soul, the Mande, heirs of empire's glory, and the Kwa, custodians of the coast. These peoples have faced empires, colonizers, and time itself, yet their flame burns bright. Their resilience, rooted in a history that spans millennia, is a testament to the unbreakable spirit of Côte d'Ivoire. From the ancient fires of their ancestors to the vibrant pulse of Abidjan, their story endures, a song of triumph that echoes across the ages.